If Stargate returns, or should I say, when Stargate returns, will it really be a problem that Brad Wright isn't in charge? Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So we've had a lot of discussions on this channel about the potential of a new Stargate series, or even potentially a Stargate movie. And a lot of those discussions have been centered around the very fact that Brad Wright potentially isn't going to be in charge of Stargate anymore. We've known for a pretty long time now that the possibility of Brad Wright not being involved in Stargate was on the cards. But now it's all but confirmed. But is this really an issue? Recently, we did a live stream on SciTrek where we discussed this very possibility. The question was asked, if Stargate returned, or rather when it returned, would we care that Brad Wright wasn't involved? And the answer for me personally is no. Now, before you get into the comments and you rip into me for this, I do have some very good reasons why I think this. And I feel like I do have to say that obviously, I'm a massive Stargate fan. I absolutely love Brad Wright. He was the showrunner from Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe. He was involved in every aspect of Stargate and made it what it was, a perfect television show. But Stargate is now owned by Amazon. MGM has been purchased. And for whatever reason, Amazon have decided not to push on with Brad Wright. This does make me sad, because in an ideal world, Brad Wright being involved would be the ideal solution for everyone involved. The viewers would absolutely love it because they'd come back to see the show that they knew and loved. We'd know that the Stargate franchise was in good hands because it's literally in the hands of the person that bought it to us in the beginning. And Amazon can sit there safely in the knowledge knowing that the new property that they've just purchased is in safe hands. But they didn't go for that option. They've obviously decided to press on with someone else. And I'm going to be playing devil's advocate here, because although I do really want Brad Wright to be involved, is it really that much of an issue if he's not? Speaking from my own personal experiences, I have been wanting Stargate back on my screen ever since Stargate Universe ended. To me, Stargate Universe ended prematurely. It was just getting good, and then it was taken away from us. All of the Stargate projects that were in the works at the time were also scrapped. There was no Stargate Extinction, the Stargate Atlantis movie. There was no Stargate Revolutions, which was the next movie for the Stargate SG-1 series. We never got a third season of the Stargate Universe. And one of the bigger projects, the Stargate Worlds, which was a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, that was scrapped as well. For over a decade, I've been wanting Stargate back in some form. And as a fan who is desperate to see Stargate in some form, I really don't care who brings it to me. When Stargate comes back, because I honestly believe it will, whoever is in charge, whoever it may be, I'm going to watch it. And I know a lot of other Stargate fans feel exactly the same way. They're going to watch it because it's Stargate. I use Doctor Who as an example for fantastic science fiction television shows all of the time. And I always use the reboot as an example for things like this. Doctor Who went off the air in the 80s. The last Doctor to be on our television screens was Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor. The next time we saw Doctor Who was in Doctor Who the movie, where Sylvester McCoy regenerated into Paul McGann. Now, after Doctor Who the movie had ended, it was radio silence for the longest time. We had no Doctor Who at all. It wasn't until 2005 when Russell T Davies, a brand new showrunner, took on Doctor Who and brought it back in a massive way. Bringing in Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor, who was then later replaced by David Tennant, who is arguably the most popular Doctor of all time. Doctor Who was more popular than it had ever been, and this was under a brand new showrunner. And this is what I want to compare it to, because the possibility of having Stargate return under a new showrunner with fresh ideas and a fresh perspective with new stories and how they can progress the franchise. This new showrunner could potentially be the Russell T Davies that we need for Stargate. And it doesn't mean that Brad Wright won't ever be involved in Stargate. Whoever is involved might actually push for him to get involved in some way, maybe writing a couple of stories or consulting on canon of the show. So when Stargate does return and we get a new showrunner, I'm going to watch it because I'm going to hope, I'm going to pray, and I'm just going to give it a chance that this new showrunner, whoever is in charge of Stargate, has a fresh perspective, and is going to make my favorite show even better. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you agree with me, let me know. And if you disagree with me, leave that in the comment section down below. Whilst you're down there, hit subscribe and press the bell notification so you don't miss a single video. And also consider becoming a fully fledged SciTrekker. Hit the join button down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.